What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Skadutch, and I have an absolute destruction of a build for you today. We are going to be going over the Huntress, and within the Huntress, we are going to be building and utilizing Rake for Act 1. Rake is good all the way into maps. However, we are specifically looking at Stomping Ground today. So if you don't know what this skill does, it's a support travel skill. So it causes your footsteps to crack the earth and emit damaging shockwaves while using the skill. Now, so it triggers a shockwave, and when you take a step, while using the supported skill, basically it creates a shockwave on the ground that does damage. Now, why is this important? This beautiful skill, which will probably be nerfed in the future, so we'll see, but it does 100% to 150% of your strength as physical damage. The shockwave radius is 2 meters. Now, if you are on a standard character, if you're on a SSF, hardcore SSF, it doesn't matter. If you have any kind of early strength, like for example, I have the Horns of Bindin Rusted Great Helm, it gives me plus 28 strength, as well as rage on melee hit. So what that means is now I am scaling damage as early as basically a level 3 gem based on my strength. So I'm at 55 strength, and I am absolutely one-shotting everything. On top of that, I'm using disengage basically for mobility to get in and around everything. The runes, the support gems that I have on basically on Rake is Rage, as well as Stomping Ground. Now you can utilize anything. Like I have a close combat, so I have a tier 2 that I've been swapping in and out to see, what does more damage right now. Don't pay attention to the DPS, it's broken. It doesn't actually, show you exactly how much damage you're doing. Like I said, I'm pretty much one-shotting everything, and as you will see on the screen. On top of that, just to add a little bit of extra damage in there, I have Explosive Spear with Overabundance, as well as Execute, so it allows me to get one additional spear out there. Just helps with a little bit more damage, especially on those single targets where you're trying to get them. I have been, working with parry, so parrying to get the frenzy charge to then get that immediate explosion. And that's been super awesome. Been loving it so far. And again, this is just for Act 1, probably midway into Act 2. The Stomping Ground support gem will fall off in Act 3, so make sure you shift that out for something else, more damage as soon as Act 3 when you get there. Because basically, like, the damage to your strength isn't going to go up, extensively over time, unless your stats, strength stacking and you get really lucky with items. But the damage on this will fall off. You won't be one-shotting everything in Act 3. Additionally, when you go to Freydin and get your first spirit gem, make sure you pick up Herald of Blood, as this is going to help you just kind of delete the map faster. It's going to help you clear the map faster. We have Brutality, which deals more physical damage. We also have Magnified Effect, which gives us more area effect. So make sure you pick that up once you get your spirit gem, and you're going to have a breeze of a time all the way through Act 1 and into Act 2, if not all of Act 2. And again, you need something as little as the Horns of Bindin or something with strength on it. Could be a necklace or an amulet or some rings or whatever you find. You can see my spear is absolute dog shit, but I'm one-shotting everything. So, pretty incredible. All right, so now diving into the passive tree for our basically damage nodes all the way through Act 2. We're going to be running basically this line. So attack damage, attack damage, attack damage. We're going to grab Primal Instinct first. We're going to go over and grab Stalk and Leap. We're going to stack Strength as much as we can. We are going to grab Precision Salvo. That reason being is the attack speed and the projectile speed actually feels really good for the combination that we're using. We're then going to go in and we want to either grab Escape Velocity first or go in and grab Cooked. Again, if you can you don't have to take the crit. I like the crit. It just adds a little bit more damage, gives it a little bit more viability. And, I feel like you can roll some decent crit gear early. Not great, but decent. So I like to take it just because it's on the way where we're going anyways. Again, you want to grab Escape Velocity, gives movement speed and evasion. Can't not get it. Grab the jewel here. We're going to go all the way down to the end. Come on over and get Acceleration. Again, 10% increased skill speed. That's going to allow you to just move faster and faster and faster with the Rake. On top of that, we get movement speed. we'll go in and grab Falcon Drive since it's right next door. We've already been stacking a little bit of accuracy on the way up. Gonna add quite a bit of damage to your kit in Act 2. And then we're just gonna go in and grab all of the spear damage nodes right above that. So precise point, something to note, 25% increased damage with spears and accuracy with spears. That's gonna help with our damage with Falcon Drive. Roll and Strike, 25% increased damage with spears, 10% increased attack speed with spears. Again, gonna help with so many different things, gonna help keep us, survivability is gonna be better and things like that. So that's our path through Act 2. That's where I'm at. And again, we'll plan on making a later build and see if this is viable in Act 3 as well as in the late game. I think there's some people already doing it that are ahead of me. I am playing hardcore SSF, so it takes me a little bit more time to get to these builds. I don't know. I haven't been watching what they've been doing, but it's been awesome so far for me. I am pretty much done with Act 2 at the moment and going to be seeing if we can utilize Stomp in Act 3. We'll see. I don't have a ton of strength, but leave a comment down below if you want to see that video because it's pretty intense. But for our Ascendancy nodes, this is the current plan. So I don't have my second Ascendancy yet, but this is the plan. So I went in and grabbed Critical Strike first just to try and get my crit going. And again, I already grabbed the crit nodes on the way, so I'm just trying to do a little bit more damage with crit. Next, I'll be grabbing the Predatory Instinct. So that's what we're going to be grabbing next, and then probably going up and grabbing In for the Kill for my third Ascendancy, as well as Penetrate for our fourth Ascendancy. There's plenty other good nodes in here, but that's just the route I'm going to be going. If you think there's something better than that, let me know. But that is the passive tree that we'll be going. That is going to be it for this guide. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, we're going to be working actively on Act 2, Act 3, Cruel, as well as endgame build for this. We're going to be trying to make it do the most damage we possibly can. Again, we're on a hardcore solo self-found, so this guide might be more particular to people on SSF rather than trade, but pretty much can be for anybody. As you saw, absolutely deleted. I'm gonna throw on basically the Act 1 boss and kind of talking through the different skills that he goes through. It is a very quick fight for me with the Rake, and it will be for you as well. All right, we're sitting at 38% cold res, but that should not be a problem. Like I said, he should go down pretty quick. You can see basically these white mobs, not even a problem. So the method of madness for this skill is pretty much just left-clicking Rake. Now, if you want to get a little fancy, or you're on a tougher mob, has maybe some resistance, whatever, we're gonna Explosive Spear, we're gonna parry, immediately Explosive Spear, and now we're just gonna let the bleed go. You're gonna hit that heavy stun pretty quickly with this as well. He's pretty much invulnerable now, so we want to just kind of dodge him now. All right, it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna basically get the bleed going. If you don't know, on this boss, anytime he stops talking, you want to dodge roll and then run the opposite way. If you go to the opposite side where he was, it's a lot easier to dodge. Oh, I should just melt him here. Oh, dang, I got... And that's pretty much it. That's the build. Rake, parry, disengage, explosive spear. Again, you can use the disengage explosive spear if you get into like tricky corridors where there's a lot of damage, a lot of adds in front of you, a lot of monsters. But yeah, otherwise, that's pretty much it. that is pretty much it. And again, if you want to see more of this build, I'm going to be carrying this thing all the way to the end game. So stay tuned. Take a look out. Turn that bell notification on. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Because this video is done. Another one.